Hey, friends. Remember those special feel-good movies? The ones that just seem to change your life? Well, Devlin and I sure do. For the most part, as we try to stay on topic and explore some feel-good movies and moments with you. Let's go in. So what's up, man?
I want to ask you a question.
I'm always down for a question.
We said like movies, like Rocky type movies, like
feel good movies,
underdog or feel good. What you want to talk about? Underdog movies or feel good? Just feel good in general.
Since I've been accused off camera and off audio of having strict definitions of power ballads and other things, I want to go loose. I just want to go feel good movies.
Okay, fair enough.
How they affected you. And in what way? So it would be like they made an impression on you. So perfect example would be if you're a young boy and you saw Rocky, and then at some point after that, you found yourself drinking a glass with raw eggs in it. I have no doubt there's a bunch of you out there. A bunch of you raising your hand. I see you. I was like, that was me.
Was that you?
I would, if I was a stronger, braver kid, I would have done it. Like I couldn't get over that was too much for me. I wanted to do it, though. The movie made me want to do it.
I wasn't a boy who did what he saw in the movies. Maybe it's out of cowardness. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing. I'm just saying I wasn't the type of kid that would do something, although I did kind of grow my hair long because of the movie Hair. So maybe I'm full of poppycock. That's right.
Speaking of feel-good movies that interest you, Devlin comes with the first one of the show, Hair. Feel-good movie that influenced you?
I don't know if it's a feel-good movie.
Hair's not a feel-good movie? I never saw Hair, so I don't know.
It's not a feel-good movie.
It's not.
And it's a musical.
Aren't musicals by definition, shouldn't they be feel-good? Am I wrong?
This was to protest the Vietnam War.
There was no feel-goodness?
Yeah, there was a lot of feel-goodness.
Did it end on feel-goodness?
No.
I don't think I want to see Hair.
No. Any musical you didn't like as a kid, you're not going to like now.
No, I never even saw it. Yeah. Why, is this about musicals? What are we talking about? Musicals? Whoop! Musicals?
No, I only like two musicals.
I guess one?
Grease and Hair.
Yeah, everyone loves Grease.
All the ones I saw as a kid. And if I wasn't a kid, I hate musicals.
Let's try and stay on topic.
Feel good
movies. Was Grease a feel good movie that influenced you in some way? Did you start wearing leather jackets?
I might have helped contributed to my teen smoking. Yes, they were cool, and I smoked. Kaniki and Danny smoked, so it might not have been from Grease, but if you like the movie and those are the characters and they're both smoking, you end up smoking. If there's other people that influence you to smoke too, yeah, but I'm sure it's in some sort of, it gets credit for that.
I hate that it's true that movies make smoking look cool. I hate that's the truth.
I'm a sucker because I was insecure and I felt like I needed something to be cool, and I smoked cigarettes for all the reasons that they say. You know, people are like, I didn't smoke because I thought it was cool. I loved it. you didn't love it. You did it because you're insecure, just like all the rest of us. Your daughter made you look cool, and that was it. That's why you smoked. I mean,
that's funny. So you would agree the deeper psychology of smoking is most people do it because that's interesting.
You'd have to come up with such an honest reason, like for smoking, that I'd be like, wow, I never thought of that, but I could see that. Because if you say, like, I loved it, I loved the taste, like, you're lying.
I like the way it feels in my lungs.
The first time you smoke, you cough a lot. Like, so it's not a pleasant experience. You have to learn to smoke by keeping on smoking. Like, it's serious.
So, less seriously.
Yes.
What was the topic of the show again?
Feel-good movies.
Feel-good movies.
Like dying of cancer
that influenced
and
you. That influenced you in some way.
Well, Rocky makes you believe that anyone could do anything. So if you ever did something you didn't think you could believe, can you attribute it to Rocky?
That's
Probably?
what I'm saying. You grew your hair long because of hair. Mm-hmm. Did you do anything because of Rocky? What movies made you do stuff?
I think watching Mr. Destiny, the feel-good hit of that summer.
That was the feel-good hit of that summer.
Love that movie. I don't know that I did anything that he did, but maybe it made me appreciate what I had as opposed to what I didn't have.
Yeah, I wish I would have taken that path. Do you? Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
Made you think differently, at least. Open your mind up.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Made you appreciate things more. I like that. That's an influence.
What's the other feel-good movie that we all liked, like around the time of Mr. Destiny? We brought it up yesterday.
Was Defending Your Life one summer?
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a good one.
That's a great one. That makes me at least question me not doing something out of fear. So that has influenced me that way. It doesn't mean I do it, but I do question.
I would take that as influence. You don't have to do an action like drinking raw eggs. I think it counts if it makes you think a different way, if it makes you feel a different way. So yeah, Mr. Destiny, Defending Your Life.
Yes, even when I give in to the fear and don't do it, I go, that's another day.
So we tell people a little about, you know what? I thought how rude. I apologize for both Devlin and I. For those of you who haven't seen Mr. Destiny or Defending Your Life, do you want to talk about one? I'll talk about the other.
I'm more schooled in Defending Your Life.
All right, So Defending Your Life, without giving the movie away.
About a man that dies, and in the afterlife, you have to defend your life to get to the next level. So if you don't get to the next level, you have to go back and relive. And it's mostly based on fear. So they have like a trial based on your life. And it's a comedy, mind you, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it is really good.
But it's just such a smart movie because it really is.
It
really rings true, at least for me. Yeah, with fear-based and making decisions based on fear. Albert Brooks. And it's just such a great movie. Meryl Streep's in it, of all people.
So it makes you question. You can't not watch that movie and one, laugh, and then two, be like, what fears are holding me back? It's a good
exactly.
that way.
If you watch a movie and don't ask yourself what fear is holding me back, then you just have no self-reflection.
You have no sense of what a power ballad is. You have no sense of anything.
No. Well, some people don't know what a power ballad is, but they know other things. They know a lot of things.
I'm curious what other movies influenced me. I feel like the James Bond collection collectively made me want to be able to move through life a little smoother. James Bond looked like he moved through life smooth. I never thought I was going to be a spy or shoot well or hunt people down or go international countries. But I like the way James Bond moved through life. And that made me want to
taught you how to be cool, maybe.
I just wanted to move through life smoother. He looked like he moved through life pretty smooth. He could fight guys and not get killed. Like, all that translated to me. I'm like, well, he looks like he moves through life smoother. I want to move through life smoother. It made me desire to want that and feel like it was possible.
I could certainly see that. I mean, James Bond had the life, for sure. He was a man of mystery.
He was a man's man.
Yeah.
And a woman's man. And a woman's man.
Who could take care of himself in almost any situation. Any situation.
I tend to think, though, overall, it's probably comedies that influence me more than other movies.
Well, did you want to explain Mr. Destiny?
Oh, yeah. It's a great... Thank you. Rooted me twice. Mr. Destiny, a guy who has a good life. It's good. It's a good life. But when he was in high school, if he just hit that one ball, then, the path his life he would have taken and the girl he would have married.
Yes.
And he gets the chance to go on that and learn the lessons from that.
Yes, very good. There's a lot of feel-good movies that didn't really affect me. The Breakfast Club was pretty feel-good, I think.
I can't say it made me want... I don't think I did anything. I didn't... what would you do based on the movie? You'd approach a girl you liked? You'd...
accept people for who they are?
Talk to your parents about how you feel? Like, what did each of the characters... What happened with each of the characters?
No, but how did it affect you?
One
was like a guy with overbearing parents. That
didn't affect me.
He was
I just really liked the movie and thought it was a great movie, but I didn't do anything because of the movie.
But it didn't make you look at like people you thought maybe were weird and uncool differently?
No, because I always like...
Because you were a jock,
I was always a universalist. If I fell into a group, it was by no decision of my own. It was because I floated through the winds probably till I was 30 and then started making my own decisions. I floated through the winds. If I was in a group, it's because the winds blew me in that group. So I may have been a jock, but I was universally minded. I didn't care about anything. Person was a person. Like,
yeah, I didn't really care that much.
Yeah, and I didn't fall into a group and
I was
like
happy anyone
claim.
talked to me.
I didn't think I headed or claimed my tribe. I was just glad I floated somewhere. So Breakfast Club didn't do anything for me. Any ones in recent years? What's the last movie you saw that you, one, thought was very powerful, and two,
Very uplifting?
affected you in some way?
Defending Your Life is a real good one, but that was a long time
We're almost
ago.
talking about like when we're kids, when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
It seems true that when you're younger, movies would affect you more, and when you're older, they affect you less. You think that's like a kind of like a universal thing? You may say you can enjoy movies more on some kind of mental level.
I think
or
they definitely
something.
affect you more as a kid. You're more...
Are we missing out by that not being true anymore?
Movies I saw as a kid, when people were smoking, it made me like smoking. It made me want to smoke. I thought it was cool. That's a negative one, but it's certainly...
Be honest with me. 100%. You promise to be 100% honest. So
Yes.
you want to tell me after you saw Hunger Games, you didn't want to sign up for bow and arrow lessons?
I never saw The Hunger Games or read it.
There's a generation of people out there who are on the topic we're talking about.
I was a little too adult man.
I-
You had a wife.
I'm only kidding.
I was a single
I
adult
was only
man.
kidding. There's no way
Yeah.
I thought you saw the Hunger Games. Hunger
Yeah.
Games had a girl with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, I know.
Fighting for her life.
I know the story.
And lots of girls went out, and people, fans, went
Mhm.
out and started taking bow and arrow lessons. That
would be a good example.
That's a great example. I'm trying to think, has anything changed me as of late? Did Regarding Henry make you a softer person?
A better person by watching that movie? Yeah, I'd say.
Ah,
I
there
was
is
young.
one. Regarding Henry, if you haven't seen it, about a guy who's an SOB,
Yeah,
stands for son of a bullwinkle,
that's right.
and a bastard who
Gets a head injury?
gets some
maybe?
kind of injury, to his head, and he changes his personality 180
He doesn't
degrees.
remember anything.
Where, he doesn't remember anything, and in becoming this other new person, he becomes softer and gentler. And
I wouldn't say
fast.
softer, because that in terms like weakness, like his barriers have been put down. He becomes more of like a human being, like a real person, not just something like driven for like a more complete person.
So he goes from his head to his heart.
Maybe.
Feel good movie, changed you. Made you softer.
Soft to me is like a negative connotation, so no, it made me more of like I guess a nicer person. Kind of gives you the lesson: don't be such a SOB. There's no, there's no reason to be.
Hey, did Christmas Carol ever make you a nicer person?
Yes,
Really?
at some level, yes.
For me,
Has to be.
the character was too extreme that I couldn't relate to it. That it would make me a nicer person, like a person that I could relate to who I thought was more like me. Like the guy was so stingy that I couldn't relate to the guy being a bad guy. I'm happy he becomes a good guy at the end, but I couldn't say I felt what the character felt. I related to the character. I wanted him to be not punished, but,
No, but
shown his ways.
after A Christmas Carol, definitely wants to make you a nicer person. It doesn't have to be greedy. It's like you want to be a person that is in the moment more. You appreciate the blessings you share with like people. You don't want to be by yourself. Like,
Let me explain myself a little better, maybe. If there's a movie that they make for a specific group of people to help that specific group of people versus a movie that's just a general movie. Like everyone experiences fear, right? Everyone experiences fear. So
yes.
Defending Your Life is for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But not everyone's a stingy miser. I almost feel like that's a self-help, feel-good movie for stingy misers. Like, I'm not a stingy miser, so it's like, it didn't make me a better person because I couldn't relate to the main character. That's all I'm saying. I know what the message of the movie is, and that message of the movie is for stingy misers. Like, don't be just like, I feel like it's a feel-good movie, but it's a self-help movie for stingy people. I didn't relate to it. I was glad he learned a lesson, but there's no Yeah, it's too extreme.
Made me want to be a nicer person.
That's
I
good.
don't know.
Good for you. You could say
Less,
good for you.
I never would think, I want to be less stingy. Because it's more than that. It's more than that.
Yeah, I'm glad it was something for you.
Yeah.
Couldn't be something.
Not for you, but for me.
I
Yes.
couldn't relate.
It was good that I can relate with weakness. You're right. It's good.
It's good that you related
Yes,
to the
yes.
stingy character.
Yes, it's good. Yeah, but not you. I think every movie you like affects you because it doesn't have to be that you learned a lesson in the movie, but you had a good time watching the movie. It's got to be positive. Back to the Future, what did it really show you? What did it teach you? Nothing, but it's a great movie.
No, there's a movie that's great that you go in and you see and you walk out and you're happy because it was a great movie. And maybe even the happiness lasts for a week or two because you talk about how happy you are seeing it afterwards. But you didn't make a change of the way you thought, the way you perceived, the way you handled. It just made you feel good and made you happy. So yes, it changed you. It made you happy for a few weeks.
But what I'm saying is there are certain movies where they're so good to you that if you turn on the TV and there's a scene in the movie, even if it's on commercial TV, you'll watch it at least till the next commercial.
Yeah.
Or if it's on one of the better channels,
Makes you happy.
you'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah, it's great.
Now, you may not be able to point to how it influences you,
No.
but there's something about that movie you're connecting with.
I don't disagree that with you.
And at some level, it's got to be teaching you something, no?
Does it? That's the question. That's the unanswered question.
I think it does.
I know you think it does. It's the way you feel.
Like My Cousin Vinny
I'm not saying it's a fact.
is one of those movies
No,
that...
you can't argue with something that's a fact.
What's a fact?
You're arguing it if it's a fact. I can see your point of view.
No, I'm asking you if that's true.
I feel like you're arguing as a fact that if you really enjoy the movie, then in some way it affects. That's not the.
So I'm asking you.
Yes, it makes you happier, but to me, it's a limited happiness. It makes you happy when you see it on TV. Makes you happy when you think about it. But does it change your life?
Doesn't teach anything?
If it teaches you something, then you can point out that it changes your way of thinking about something.
Yeah,
You're saying just a movie that makes you happy
yes.
magically does that too. I'm saying it can do that,
No, I'm asking
but
you.
one
if
does
that's...
not equal the other, in my view.
Okay, I accept
necessarily.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you. I was asking you if that is, in some level, affecting you. I wasn't saying it is. I was asking.
I think it does in moments, but not overall. Not the way when you change your perspective of thinking or a way of thinking or decide you're going to try and live your life differently. Even if that doesn't change you as much as being happy whenever you think of this other movie, I feel like it's a very intentional and influential statement and direction to make. That's like it has to change you more. Even if you can't become it.
I'm agreeing with you,
Yeah.
so you can
Like
stop.
Stop talking.
Stop talking.
This is going to be a great episode.
You can stop talking about the reason why it's not. I agree. Like you can't listen. I can't listen no more.
Why'd I hear wrap it up? Wrap it up.
So, feel-good movies that did affect you were, what's some that affected you?
I want a recent one. You know, what scene from a movie has affected me?
Changed.
It comes into my brain a lot.
What's that?
There's a scene in Man of Steel. Is that James Clavell?
Yes.
The first one with him?
Yes, James Carvell.
Carvel?
Carvell. He wrote Shogun.
And he invented
And now Shogun by James Carvell.
and he invented Cookie Puss.
He wrote Shogun. He was in Man of Steel. He wrote Shogun, and he invented Cookie Puss. Absolutely.
James Carvel.
Yes.
Superman.
Yes.
Devlin,
I believe the actor's
Devlin
name is
and I would both
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill. Henry.
I totally butchered
James
his name.
Carvell wrote Shogun and all those Eastern books.
I totally butchered his name. Wow.
Yes.
So good you really know
Not
his
too
name.
bad.
I
You got
don't
the
mean
last
anything
name.
by it. I don't
say think me
to
or
you,
Henry Cavill. really
Henry
care.
James Carvel, I will say to you. What's his last name? For real.
Not sure exactly. It's either Henry Cavill or Henry Cavell or something. I don't know.
We mean, even though we're laughing, I mean zero disrespect. I really don't know. I never looked hard enough. It's a name that's not familiar enough to me, and I never really looked at it, so I don't have it in my memory. It's really what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. I'm really laughing at myself.
I'm sure he'll totally understand it.
But anyway, the perfect Superman. I can't imagine another Superman coming along in my lifetime. I'm going to be like, that's Superman.
It's hard to say.
You don't feel like he's like a perfect Superman?
He's pretty good. Except I wish he'd get a script. Good script.
I'm saying forget the script.
I like him as Superman, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I've heard you say he's like a perfect Superman.
I think he's a great Superman.
Right, okay. I feel like you're pulling it back a little.
I can't.
Remove the script. Devlin, remove the script. Is the script removed or is it 90% removed? How much of the script is removed in this conversation?
I really believe.
How much of the script is removed?
I really believe. I don't know what you mean by that.
No, I'm saying you held the script.
I really believe.
Okay, go ahead.
That he is a great Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him continue as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish he'd get a good script. I've always said that.
As a Superman, though,
yes.
Irregardless and irrespective, but really regardless and irrespective of the script, is he the best Superman to date for you in your lifetime?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yes.
He's the best.
Yes.
Good. My most life-changing scene to my memory, nothing else is coming to my memory. I asked my brain, what's the most impactful scene or impactful movie? And it's Henry Cavill, hopefully it's right, Man of Steel, when he's underneath that machine that's sucking the life out of the earth, and it's really affecting his molecules. Even Superman is damaged by it,
mm-hmm.
painfully so, and he's got to fight through the pain to gather his strength to fly up and destroy the thing. I found that's one of the most powerful scenes. Fighting through the inertia and the pain. I like that. I call up that scene a lot, and I like to draw on it a lot.
Well, that's good. What did you learn from it?
Stick-to-itiveness?
Or hard work? Which do you think is more important? Hard work or stick-to-itiveness?
It's either... From that scene, I either learned hard work or stick-to-itiveness. I'd say stick-to-itiveness more. He had a stick-to-itiveness with it to fight through those beams. So probably like a lot like Iron Man's really powerful reflector beams. What are Iron Man's beams called? Repulsor rays?
Something like that.
Repulsor rays?
I don't know how to say it exactly.
We can be geek wannabes, but we're not geeks. We're horrible.
Rays. Amazing armor, Iron Man. Is it amazing or blazing armor?
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned a superhero movie that's been... I had to mention Superman and how he changed my life.
That scene to me was that movie was good, but it was lacking.
How about that scene?
It was lacking.
How about that scene was lacking? The scene was very powerful.
I didn't want to do this to you, but
I
was upset at the lack of emotion it gave me.
He was fighting through it was almost killing him. It
didn't look good. It didn't look good. To me.
Right.
To me. And I didn't want to bring up the scene. This was your scene. I don't want to poo-poo it, but you made me.
And you don't have a Superman moment? Superman.
I love Superman, but in the movies, it's hard for them to capture it.
I
love the Justice League when he's like, "This is ridiculous. If you're not going to help us, then get out of our way." I love that.
Has that changed your life?
No, but I just love it.
Give me
That changes my life because I think about it a lot and quote it a lot.
To wrap up the show,
I say that to people. I go, if you're not going to help us, then get out of our way.
Then it did influence you.
Yeah, it did.
If you can say it even jokingly but mean it,
yeah,
then that's an influence.
I said it the other day to somebody. I don't remember who. I said something. If you're not going to help, then get out of our way. Get out of the way.
Would you agree that the best way to say anything, if you can pull it off, is with humor?
Yes,
I agree. Let's round this out. Let's round the show out, though. Devlin, your most powerful movie moment of the most recent, even if it's 5 years ago. Like Man of Steel, I feel like is 7 years ago. But that out of any movie I've seen in the last 7 years, that image comes up for me the most, and that it empowers me.
I have to say, the one thing I did love about the Man of Steel movie.
Now he loves it.
The one thing I loved about the Man of Steel movie. It's not a comment system. Is the second trailer 2 to the Man of Steel. It is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Can you sing us a few chords?
It has Lisa Gerrard's song "Elegy" behind it. It starts off as he's a kid. He's like, "The world's too big, Mom." She's like, "Well, make it small. Focus on my voice. Pretend it's an island out in the ocean. Can you see it?" I see it. And then it goes on, and then there's a part. You have to keep that side of yourself a secret. What was I supposed to do? Just let him die? And the guy goes, maybe. And all through this, Lisa Gerrard's Elegy is playing. It's just the best.
Did that change you in any way?
It must have. I don't know how. When he becomes, you just see the cape.
Hope?
Yes, it meant hope. It gave me hope. Yeah. Hopefully, it would be a good movie.
What's better than hope?
Yeah.
That's very powerful.
Very powerful. Give me hope. Hope that it'll be good.
Yeah. I'm glad you shared that. People, listeners, viewers, what are your powerful movie moments?
Mine is a trailer.
A moment's a moment.
Yeah.
A moment is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm glad you joined us. It is Saturday night. This is our second show in a row tonight because I don't see Devlin that often these days. I hope we pulled it out for you. We tried.
I gave it my best. I'm out of practice. I need to get more in the mix.
And what time is it? It's 10:56, which is past our normal weekday bedtime for us older folk.
Yes.
So we tried.
I remember I had to make a conscious decision one year to stop napping and go to sleep early.
But
it's a sad day.
I hope our show made you laugh, and I hope you're thinking of your powerful movies.
Very powerful.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Until next time, everyone, this has been Kurt with
Todd Devlin.
Peace.
Bye.